basketball fans, welcome back. So the Dallas Mavericks have officially hit rock bottom, and as per Shams, Kyrie, one of the best players in the season, has suffered a torn ACL, and he will miss the rest of the season. So marking a devastating blow to a team that was already spiraling due to injuries. So Kyrie went down in the first quarter on Monday's night's loss to the Sacramento Kings, clutching his left knee in pain. So while he managed to sink two of his free throws before exiting a game, an MRI later confirmed the worst, and he had a torn ACL, effectively ending his season. So the Dallas Mavericks have been on the spot the month of February, especially after they traded away Luka Doncic and they got in Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is ruled out indefinitely, and he's ruled out by an adductor sprain, and that is something that has set the team back because they traded away Luka Doncic. And the injury bug has really, really crept in to this Dallas Mavericks squad. So the Mavericks were already struggling after trading away Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, a move that was supposed to keep them competitive, but instead, Anthony Davis played only one game before suffering an adductor strain, sidelining him indefinitely. So that was a very, very, a big blow to the team, because right now, as we speak, you can't even understand where the Dallas Mavericks can be able to get their production from. So before Kyrie Irving's injury, Kyrie was the glue holding the Dallas Mavericks together. So he was averaging 25 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, while shooting at an elite 40% from 3 and 92% from the three-throw line in the 50 games played this season. So you can see the man was very, very productive, and he was somebody who the Dallas Mavericks thought they could rely on. It could be that guy who can be able to take that team to the next level post Luka Doncic. So Kyrie was one of the most efficient scorers in the league and had been a steady presence in an otherwise chaotic season, especially after they traded away Luka Doncic. Now, without him, the Dallas Mavericks is left crumbling with just 20 games left in the regular season. So the Dallas Mavericks have lost 4 of their last 5 games, with Monday's 122-98 blowout against the Kings further showcasing their struggles. This has really, really put a spanner in the works on, will the Dallas Mavericks be able to even do any significant thing in these 20 games, or can they even make the playoffs? Because right now, things are just not looking good, because they made the finals last year, and after their shocking moves that they made, especially letting go of Luka Doncic, trading him away for Anthony Davis, who's injury prone, Kyrie's torn ACL, things are not looking up for this squad. So after peaking at the 5th seed in the Western Conference, they have now fallen to 10th place with a 32-30 record, barely clinging onto a playoff spot, and even a play-in spot, if I may add. So with no true star left on the floor, they face an uphill battle to even qualify for postseason play. So given how things have been for the Dallas Mavericks, I can say it has been a tumultuous season. And ever since Nico Harrison pulled the trigger on trading away Luka Doncic, things have been going very much downhill for the Dallas Mavericks. So Irving's injury isn't just a short-term disaster for the Mavericks. It raises questions about his long-term future of the team. So Kyrie has a $44 million player option for the 2025-26 season, and the final year of his 3-year, $126 million deal. So he was somebody who the Dallas Mavericks held in high regard, and they thought that they could rebuild around Kyrie and AD. But looking at how severe this injury is, things are looking very bad. So given the severity of Kyrie's injury, he's most likely to opt in, which means Dallas will be paying him a massive salary while he undergoes a lengthy rehab process. So this one will handicap them in the offseason. And the recovery from an ACL tear typically takes 9 to 12 months. That's almost a year, meaning that he will not be ready in the start of the next season. Even when he does return, he'll still be somebody who his abilities will also be questioned, because will he be able to be the same explosive guy? So will he be that guy who they had prior? So those are the questions that are coming in. So this was supposed to be a season for resurgence of the Dallas Mavericks, but instead it has turned out into a nightmare. So Luka Doncic, especially in that Luka Doncic trade, getting traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, I can say it has backfired spectacularly. And Anthony Davis has been a non-factor because he's only played 1 year, and the only star is Kyrie. He's out, and sometimes I even feel like we forgot Klay Thompson is still on this squad. So the history of ACL injuries in guards has been mixed, with some players recovering fully while others never quite being able to return to their peak form. So with the Western Conference being as competitive as ever, Dallas could easily slip out of playoff contention altogether. So this is something that is very concerning, and it's something that I felt like I needed to address, because I feel like sometimes we have a tendency of ignoring a proper roster construction. But for now, all the Dallas Mavericks can do is try to stay afloat. But with no Luka, no AD, and no Kyrie, they might already be sunk already. So that's just it. So without stars, especially in this star-driven league in the NBA, the game is very, very difficult. And given the whole situation where Nico Harrison, he went behind the backs of the Dallas Mavericks nation, and decided to make the horrendous decision of trading away Luka Doncic, I feel like that is the bad energy that has led to these moments altogether, because I've even seen some reports where the Dallas Mavericks were literally running Kyrie to the ground, of which I'm going to address in our next video. But essentially, the Dallas Mavericks really overworked Kyrie, and Kyrie had to carry a lot of the load, especially when it came to offense. And this is the aftermath. The whole situation in which Luka Doncic, who got injured, which is something that happens to pro athletes. I can say that the team being centered around Kyrie, and Kyrie being asked to do too much, ended up overstretching himself. And when an athlete overstretches himself, he's not able to, have the sustainability to be able to, have the legs to carry the whole team every single time. And he's expected to perform at a high level every single game. So these things are bound to happen. And especially if you look at Kyrie's injury history, you could remember in 2018, he got injured. He didn't finish, he was ruled out for the regular season and also the playoffs. And every time that he gets an injury, things just, just go upside down. Everything just shuts down. So hopefully the man is able to recover well, because all it really takes is just a good rehab. But with Kyrie's explosive tendencies and him being up there in age, will the recovery process be able to get him back to how he was? Because I've seen athletes recover from injuries, but they're not coming back as the same athletes, and they don't come back the same as the way they were prior. So hopefully the man can be able to recover well and be able to, continue playing for the Dallas Mavericks, because ever since Kyrie joined the Dallas Mavericks, the man has been drama-free. I've never had any incident with him, and he played the sport and he played the game the way he plays, and there was nothing there. The only drama that was caused is when Nico Harrison did the horrendous decision of trading away Luka Doncic to the Lakers. And AD, I can say he was injury prone, and he only played like the first 3 quarters of that first game, and that's when the injury bug just crept in. Even I've seen a graphic that was quite interesting that showed like there are multiple players who are injured, and this is actually quite shocking, because when I look at this, the Mavericks players who are injured, you can see the latest being with Kyrie's torn ACL, PJ Washington, he had an ankle sprain, Derek Lively, ankle fracture. I've talked about Anthony Davis, adductor strain, and Daniel Gafford's MCL sprain. So you can see the Dallas Mavericks are just mad with injuries, and I must say the injury bug just crept in, and it has just ruined that whole team. And they are far removed from that championship contender that they were. So things are just not looking good for the Dallas Mavericks. But anyway, it is what it is. So if you guys like the video, make sure you leave your feedback down in the comment section. Prayers up for Kyrie. I mean, having such an injury really, takes somebody aback, and somebody's not able to, come back and be able to play the way they play. But hopefully things can be able to work out for the Dallas Mavericks, especially if they don't work out. I know a lot of people will be coming in for Nico Harrison, especially the way he traded away Luka Doncic for AD. And given like the fact that AD is, injury prone and he's out indefinitely. So that whole situation really, really, somebody can even say like Nico Harrison intentionally set this team up to fail. And I feel like, these front offices need to be held accountable, because sometimes you can feel they have so much power and they're delusional, and they don't understand like the consequences of such moves, because had they still had Luka Doncic, he would have been able to keep them afloat. But now all their stars are out, and the only person that you have on that team who is a perennial all-star is Klay Thompson. And Klay Thompson is far removed from the Klay Thompson from Golden State. He's not Game 6 Klay anymore. So, I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of difficult, but hey, it is what it is. So, like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.